Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host, Jason, and I'm bringing you tonight a match here in Div A. We got Chromie's Cronies versus DoYouKno. And we are getting right on into it as we go into the first draft here with Chromie's Cronies. Going to have the first pick, first ban on Infernal Shrines. So we will see that this is a pickup here, a map pick for DoYouKno. So, apologies to everybody who was looking forward to this match a little bit earlier. We had the Coliseum going a little bit late, which is really cool. It was a lot of fun to watch the end of that one. Of course, we just finished that up. And so some of these players, of course, were in that matchup. And so now we are ready to go for our nightcap. And should be a lot of fun. There are a couple of Div A teams. So, of course, we would expect to see some pretty high-quality play coming out. Some of the best teams, of course, in NGS are going to be in this Div A league. So right away, we're going to see the Genji ban out here and the Hanzo ban. So the Shimada brothers get thrown out right off the bat. And we are indeed going to see first pick going over to Chromie's Cronies, and they will be prioritizing the healer, which not a bad move here. There are a couple healers that are just a little bit above the rest right now, mainly speaking about Lucio and Stukov. Both are also pretty good picks here on Infernal Shrines, so not surprised to see the Lucio come out from Chromie's Cronies. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Stukov coming on the other side, unless DoYouKno has a different plan. Alex Straza, also pretty strong, can offer some really nice cooldowns to be used here, but they will go with the Stukov. And the Greymane will also come out. Good all-around hero, excellent camp taker, good wave clear. And just in general, really hard to deal with on this map. So we will see Chromie's Cronies with 2 more picks here. I would expect them to start to work towards some of that damage, and they will, Kael'thas. So lots of wave clear from the Kael'thas, as well as the Sonya, who really, one of the queens of the shrine. There are a couple of really good shrine takers here in Heroes of the Storm for this map. Sonya very good at clearing them out, and Kerrigan, of course, the best shrine clearer in the game. However, we don't see as much of Kerrigan. She doesn't have quite the upside that Sonya does on that front line, so we see a lot more Sonya than we do that Kerrigan. So right away, strong start here for Chromie's Cronies. They got quite a lot to like out of their beginning of their draft here. Arthas going to be the ban out, who of course is a very good counter to Greymane, and just in general is really hard to deal with, and the ETC going to be banned out on the other side, giving a lot of good CC setup from that ETC. They're going to go ahead and ban him out. So now we got 2 more picks coming up here for DoYouKno. A lot of options on the table with Stukov and Greymane. You know, you could pretty much pair that with anything in the game, so they haven't really pigeonholed themselves into anything yet. You would like to see their tank taken here, because one of the only things left that Chromie's Cronies really need. So have the opportunity to deny some of those tank pickups. Could see the Muradin or possibly the Diablo, who are both very strong on this map. From there, they'll need another frontliner, which of course Chromie's Cronies already has. Greymane could be the solo laner, but doesn't necessarily have to be. They could pick a different solo laner and have Greymane in the rotations with all that excellent wave clear. So we'll have to see what DoYouKno really wants to do here.
Before me. Death is beyond your reach.
Oh, I got it reversed. Okay, well, let me go ahead and switch it around. Thank you very much for letting me know. And so they are indeed going to go with the Kerrigan. So that's an interesting pairing. I've seen that a couple of times, actually, where they go with the Kerrigan when they already have the Sonya. So we got it. Got the team swapped here. So DoYouKno, gonna finish that up with their frontline tank with the Garrosh. And it is indeed Diablo, and they'll go with the Malthael. So Malthael typically a stronger solo laner than the Greymane. So they're going to go ahead and get that done. And the Jaina to close it out. So lots of burst damage coming in from the Jaina. A lot of setup potential and you know, basically a good combo potential with the Ring and the APOC. But the question is, which one do you use as a setup? Because both of them are really good follow-up heroics, but neither of them are great setup heroics. You can walk out of the Diablo APOC, you can walk out of the Ring, so what sets that up? How do they find themselves getting those hits? So we'll have to see what they plan to do to try to set that up. You know, a lot of times you'll see Ring put together with some of these bigger heroics like Mosh Pit, the Void Prism, Leyline Seal, those kind of things, because it allows for an easy follow-up. But and same thing with APOC. You'll see the Void into the APOC, but no setup heroic here over on the side of Chromie's Cronies. And meanwhile, DoYouKno, just generally a really strong composition in terms of being able to shrine control and get the objective here on this map. So we are loading in here to Infernal Shrines. And on the left, we have your blue team, DoYouKno, with Diddy Kong on the Sonya. Hashmer is going to be on the Garrosh. We're going to have
The battle begins in 10
DoYouKno MMR Flex? I don't know. TYK is going to be on the Kalthos. Oh, I see. DoYouKno. I got you. Arrow on the Lucio. And Izziness is going to be on the Kerrigan. On the right, Chromie's Cronies. Juggernaut going to be on the Malthael. We're going to see Extonier on the Jaina. And we're already fighting here. These guys going right out of it. Dragon Kong on the Diablo will go down there. Gets caught out a little bit by that CC combo. We'll have Kathazia on the Stukov. And down here in the bottom, we're going to see Cordona on the Greymaker. Ooh, and another pick off here on the Jaina. They're also going to get in after the Stukov. Not quite going to be able to hit that the end of that cone there for Hashmer to try to stall him out there. But we will see one more pick. 2 for nothing already. And this is the strength of the comp for DoYouKno. They have a really strong composition for CC, lockdown potential. They have good bursts to be able to follow it up and the speed to be able to start that engage in the first place with the Lucio. So really nice combo coming out from them. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Diddy Kong versus Juggernaut. Gregornaut it is. I want to say Juggernaut because that, you know, when I look at it, my brain just reads it that way. But meanwhile, we do see Jaina falling once again here in the bottom lane this time. And we'll be having a rough day so far. As Jaina, you know, one of the mages who does not have any sort of mobility. Most of the mages don't save Li Ming. The big plus if you're Kalthos or the Jaina is that of course you have the stun or the slow to try and get you out of trouble. But Diablo going down. Yet again, this rotation comes in and they're getting some solid lockdown. Level 4 will be achieved here, about a half-level lead over on the side of DoYouKno. And they have found the way to get these picks here early. Yeah, sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it at least once. Barrett P, thank you very much for the follow, my friend. Welcome. Always nice to see new people here on the stream and in the chat. And sue for plagiarism? What? Huh. Aha. Alright. Little back and forth going on in the chat. I get distracted every once in a while. Don't read Twitch chat, Jay. Meanwhile, camp here in the bottom lane. The invasion is on, but not quite in time. They will be able to throw Dragon King out. He tries to charge his way on out, but it's going to be a rough life for him trying to get out with all this CC, the speed gap closing potential. And it will be yet another pick going over to DoYouKno. And there's just not really a whole lot that Chromie's Cronies can do to really counter this. It's a very strong early game comp. They're having very solid rotations with the Lucio, utilizing that extra speed and gap closing ability very, very well. And of course, the CC chains are, as you would expect them to be here in Div A, spot on. Meanwhile, we will see the side of Chromie's Cronies electing at this point in the game to side soak instead of worrying about this shrine. They realize it's not very likely with both, especially with Kerrigan and Sonya, who are both very good shrine clearers. They are actually electing to keep the Sonya in the top lane at the moment to clear out that camp. But they have Kerrigan here. They have a strong lead. Kael'thas also has a really easy time clearing that. They will actually get the toss in on Gregornaut, and he's going to be in quite a lot of trouble as he's going to go down. But Garrosh will fall in response here to that burst damage from the Jaina. Extrasensory with a nice flank from the bottom here. And Cordona going to get to work on trying to catch up a little bit in the Shrine minions. But 33 now to 19. They've got quite the lead. They're going to be looking to close this out. Cordona does hit a nice cocktail to stall it out. But ultimately that is going to be going over to the side of DoYouKno. Well, looks like we got one of the members of DoYouKno seeing here. So we will go ahead and back on out and allow these guys to get reconnected. But so far, pretty solid start for the side of Chromie's Cronies up until these last, or I should say, DoYouKno. Chromie's Cronies has had a little bit of an opportunity to get in there and try to get an advantage on the Punisher phase there on the Shrine, but all right. All right, looks like we are back in already, so that was quick. But we will see that we have gone back in. And we will see Dragon King getting jumped on. He will bait it over the wall as you would expect. And nice positioning on the Punisher. They go ahead and get in range for all three towers to shoot it down. They clear it up pretty well. That's actually only going to get one turret. So right now, the side of Chromie's Cronies doing a really nice job of doing what they need to do for the strength of their comp. And actually, the charge in here onto Kael'thas, worth mentioning that KMR Flex has the convection and does end up getting picked there. Malthael able to get in far enough to get that pick, and that is going to reset those 8 stacks that he had there. And that's going to be a rough transitional phase here. But like I said, doing what they need to do on the side of Chromie's Cronies, they just need to get to that level 10. They have a lot of really big heroics that are really game-changing. Some heroics are, you know, more influential than others, but I'll tell you what, when you get the Ring, when you get the APOC, these are some really nice heroics to be able to utilize to give your team an advantage. I feel like there's not quite the same burst potential at 10. It's not quite as game-changing over on the side of DoYouKno. Sound Barrier, really probably the biggest spike in power. Of course, all level 10s to some degree, you know, help. But I think that this is definitely a level 10 comp for the side of Chromie's Cronies, and they've given up some picks here early, but they've been able to keep up pretty well in the XP. So for right now, that's really what they need to continue to do here to start to gain an advantage in the back half of this game. But we will see right away the side of DoYouKno. They rotate up as 5. This is the Death Ball. And they are utilizing that to push in the top, which, good call. We do see that the Shrine will be in the top lane for this next Punisher phase. So they're going to go ahead and take advantage of that knowledge and clear out this top fort, as well as clearing out the well. So no tap will be available in this next Shrine phase for the side of Chromie's Cronies. And I don't know, if I'm them, you know, I'm surprised that they're rotating back towards the bottom here. At the end of the day, they could push that to the front wall, and you know, a lot of risk reward involved in that when the Punisher is in the top lane. Meanwhile, a bit of a stun there coming out with the level 10 ult there from Garrosh as he is able to taunt. But ultimately, both teams will posture, blow a few of their big heroics, and then back up. APOC not used, Sound Barrier also not used. But quite a lot of heroics down here, but no picks gained by either team as we do start to head in towards this next shrine phase. We will see a little bit of a party bush as we do see the invasion coming in onto this camp. And the side of DoYouKno, they're trying to force. They get the toss out onto, oddly enough, onto Diablo. We'll see Arrow go in and actually try to get the sound barrier, but that is not going to be able to save Garrosh. As yeah, interesting pick there to toss the Diablo, who probably, well, it's actually not. I suppose it's not a pick. That just happened to be who was closest, but he does toss him in, and they do a nice job of responding to that, collapsing in on the Garrosh and getting that punishment. Right away, they will go ahead and work on the shrine, but Jaina getting caught out here. Bit of a rough rotation for her, as with all the CC coming in, we do see the ability for them to go ahead and capitalize on Jaina being out. No mobility for Jaina until she is able to pick up that level 10 for the blink. And also ice block, I would imagine not quite up yet. Actually, yeah, there it is. Huh. 68, 7 so far of that 1,500. Convection has been put up to 9. That's a reward about to be gained here in the top lane for DoYouKno. They've taken out that top fort. They could have probably pushed on a little further and gotten the keep front wall, really magnify the advantage, but they elected to come back and scrimmage in the bottom and make sure that the side of Chromie's Cronies didn't go too far. Bentley, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Meanwhile, we will see both teams rotating around, prioritizing camps. And that's a good call here by DoYouKno. They're going to go ahead and stack this camp up with the shrine. Meanwhile, the side of Chromie's Cronies, wanting to make sure that they don't give this away for free. They want to force that last minion to be procced. Izziness actually going in to proc it, but again, the APOC will completely miss. No setup for it, so everybody's able to just walk out. Malthael will go down. Sound barrier and the speed coming in as they're trying to close the gap onto Chromie's Cronies. DoYouKno coming in. They get Dragon King, the stun, the Punisher, and he is going to end up falling here. 2 for nothing so far, and that's before the Punisher even hits this front wall for the fort. Jump has already been used, so they won't be able to bait it over right away. It's going to take a little bit before that cooldown is back up for the Punisher, and they can properly bait it over. There it is. They'll bait it over, but not bait it towards the mid as the wall goes down here. This next jump is very scary for Chromie's Cronies. They got to be very careful here with all the follow-up potential. But actually, surprisingly, DoYouKno is going to back off here. They get a good amount of damage on the keep, and they're not going to risk it. They're going to rotate around. They're going to get some extra damage on the mid fort. They're going to send Sonya to side soak. I'm a little surprised. I think they could have pushed that in a little bit harder. A lot of the ultimates down here for the side of Chromie's Cronies. But that's the thing about missed opportunities. You never really know for sure whether or not it was a missed opportunity or just a really, smart move to be passive and, reserved in that situation. So we'll have to see what Chromie's Cronies does for this opportunity. 16, just a little bit away here for DoYouKno. They got about a level to go still. But they are going to go ahead and posture up here onto the bottom front wall of this fort. Maybe looking to see if they could find anybody a little bit out. But for now, it looks like without finding that, they're going to go ahead and just keep posturing, man. They're just hanging out. They're getting the bottom soak here. They get that minion wave. They actually get the stun in onto Jaina, and the follow-up is good to be able to take her down. Once again, the ring and the APOC not really finding its mark, and the turn is real. A full 5-man wipe coming out here for DoYouKno as the coordination is there. Fort beaten down onto Hashmer. These towers are not messing around anymore, ladies and gentlemen, but you see it again, a huge fight, and again, they'll be able to rotate around And to the victors go the spoils for the side of DoYouKno. What a huge play there. It all started with just, one combo from Izziness onto the Jaina, and the response from Chromie's Cronies. Not enough to be able to save her. And then, after the Jaina falls, a little bit too much of a response ends up having everybody else get caught in these CCs. Ashmer is able to scout and see that they are on this camp. Level 16 has been picked up by DoYouKno, so it looks like for now the side of Chromie's Cronies is going to back out and give on this camp. Plenty to clean up. 6 Khazra throwing their spears in the mid, so plenty for Chromie's Cronies to have to worry about here, as now the top camp also picked up. So now which keep do you protect? The answer really is neither. DoYouKno is posturing in the mid here, and you never know what angle this big CC comp is going to come from. And with the speed, they can pretty much go anywhere. And we will see a bit of a split here by Chromie's Cronies as they try and defend. But for right now, it looks like the top keep is going to be the focal point of the attack from DoYouKno. They're going to go in with this Shaman camp. And again, we do see the engage coming in from Chromie's Cronies under the fort. They feel like they probably have a bit of an advantage. Izziness actually getting pushed into the fort range is going to end up going down to the Greymane. Cordona, a nice job to follow up there on the Dragon King combo. And we will see Diddy Kong also trying to spin his way out of trouble. And Cordona dark flighting in. But we do see Diddy Kong actually making his way out there thanks to Hashmer and that toss. Hashmer, though, will not be so lucky, and he's going to end up falling. Not quite the chase potential for the side of Chromie's Cronies. They do have the slow from Jaina, but with the Lucio, they are able to speed their way on out of there and get at least 3 of their members out. Now, this is a huge turning point. This is exactly what Chromie's Cronies needed. They are able to save that top keep, and we do see the level 16s now have been picked up by the side of Chromie's Cronies, and they're going to be getting this Punisher for sure. The question is, do they also want to stall this out? Very dangerous camp capture here for the side of DoYouKno. If this was scouted out properly by Chromie's Cronies, it would be a very easy thing for them to invade and take from them while the 2 members were down. But not wanting to wait on the 39, not looking to try and get anything else in on the map here. But instead, they are just going to go directly in with the Punisher. Dragon King trying to follow up the Punisher's jump, but not quite able to get the follow he needed with that wall still up. But now this next jump is going to be their opportunity to engage. Dragon King will go ahead and pop the APOC, only finding 1, but Hashmer getting very low. Pops the Unstoppable, but it's too little too late. Or is it? He does get the stun out, but at the same time, on the other end, Stukov ends up falling. The fort will fall, but now the chase is on, and Jaina is in a lot of trouble. Izziness will be able to get in and get the finishing blow there. Dragon King is going to end up falling. Gregornaut's going to find himself out of position as well. And now DoYouKno trading the Garrosh for 4 off of that entire engage. And once again, we see Lucio really making a big difference in this game. I'm shocked that more people aren't banning it, to be honest. The power of the mobility that people have been getting is just insane. On the other side as well, DoYouKno getting some huge value, some epic value off of that camp in the top. They get the keep and pushing into the core actually there. Going to be able to clean that up before it gets any core damage, but at the end of the day, now we got 3 camps marching down their respective lanes. Lots of Khazras throwing their spears everywhere, and DoYouKno very dangerous in this situation. And we will see here on the front wall, it will go. They actually look for the combo onto Gregornaut. He will be able to strafe out of that one, but level 20s are now in for DoYouKno, and with 6 of these Khazra. Very dangerous for the side of Chromie's Cronies to try to step out in defense. All 5 of them are back, but for now it looks like they're just going to back up and grab this Shaman camp for DoYouKno. One Khazra left in the bottom, aiding the push there. Meanwhile, we will see the full engage coming in. The swipe is going to be able to get most of them out of there, but they leave the Stukov behind, and that is going to get a lot of them in trouble here. They go back in to re-engage now, but without the level 20, there is just no way they can realistically try to pull this off. However, as I say that, 3 members go down in exchange for that one Stukov. What a huge engage there from Chromie's Cronies. What just happened? I'm actually not even sure how to diagnose that one, ladies and gentlemen. Big ults coming in. The Ring, the APOC, Malthael, of course, popping his Tormented Souls. And we see them pull off that 4-for-1 exchange. The Stukov does indeed go down, but that's definitely the jolt that Chromie's Cronies needed to try and get back into this one. With the Punisher in the top lane, definitely needed to get this Punisher for themselves without that top keep to be able to protect their core at all. But we do see they will get this started. Sonya capturing the bottom camp, so we'll be able to take a little bit of an advantage as Diddy Kong will push in towards this bottom keep. But at the same time, Chromie's Cronies trying to get this as fast as humanly possible. They pick up the 20, and they will at least be able to compete in this one. They're sending Cordona back at the moment to answer to that bottom lane. Pretty good call here from the side of Chromie's Cronies. They don't want to give up that keep for free, but they definitely still want this. They will proc it ASAP. They get the 40, and this time it's the Mortar Punisher. So first of all, about a 20-minute Punisher marching down the lane here. So going to be a lot stronger than the ones they've seen before. There is literally no damage on the structures in the top lane here for DoYouKno as they start this. So they're going to be able to get some nice damage onto the Punisher. But if they are able to get in to try to take advantage of this, it will be very nice. But they are going to elect to just back off. Not, well, they will, okay. They will get both the cannons, but that is it. They get both those cannon towers. And, man, if you're Chromie's Cronies, that's got to be disappointing. You really want to get a lot more than that. Interesting decision to back. I guess they didn't really have much of an option. That Punisher was going down in a hurry. But we will see them looking to party bush here. Right now, Hashmer doesn't quite know where the frontliners are, but we'll go in after the back line. We will see that one of those flailing swipes used as he spaces those out, gets a little bit of room for himself. But the damage and the burst is real as Diablo is going to fall. He will lose those souls. Does have the ability to come back. The APOC will get popped from across the map as he does come back, but it's too little too late as the Stukov will fall. Malthael also falling, but comes back with that level 20 talent. And it looks like we might have a DC here. Diddy Kong actually comes back in, so looks like he's fine for the moment. But a huge engage there for DoYouKno. They do a really nice job of getting a couple of picks here. Really forcing Chromie's Cronies to play passively for the next 20 seconds or so still. Not being able to contest any of these camps. And it's going to be a little bit scary for them to have to try to prevent the side of DoYouKno from taking another keep here. Camp has spawned in the top lane for the side of DoYouKno. Could be a tool that they try to... Oh, well, here comes the rotation here. As, wow, Diablo completely blown up and no souls on that Diablo. So a lot more squishy and gets squished there by the death ball from DoYouKno. So once again, the side of Chromie's Cronies losing one of those. You know, the pick comes out, and then they're gonna have to back up, clear, and just try to defend their structures as best they can here. But the side of DoYouKno, they should be able to siege in if they really want to. Here in the mid, we do see the shrine getting ready to activate. About 20 seconds left before we see that shrine phase being active. They will go ahead and finish off this mid keep with the Diablo down. And now they've got these top 2 lanes cleared of the structures. Nothing left to protect the core other than that bot lane. But with the Punisher coming to the top, Cronies' really only hope of defending the core off of this Punisher push is going to be to try to bait it to the bottom keep. And even then, it's going to be rough. It's going to be very, very rough. They know that. So they are going to invade and try to get one final opportunity at an engage. But the side of DoYouKno, they wisely back up. They re-coordinate, and now they're going to start looking for somebody out of position. The cocktail is big to chunk the damage. Lucio will start to heal that AoE damage up, however. Kerrigan getting a lot of shields from her ability to jump around these shrines and finish off the minions. But here comes the flank from the bottom. The ring completely whiffing, but the APOC actually finding a few targets there. Diablo does end up going down. Malthael falling, and this time to a much larger death timer because of that level 20 talent. But he will actually come back. He did have that procced up once again, but we will still see a 3-for-0 with the Malthael coming back. So for now, it looks like that is going to be GG. The GGs are called, and it looks like they are just going to go ahead and they're going to try to defend, but the Malthael will fall once again. 80-second death timer this time around, and the core is going to fall here. DoYouKno taking game 1 here on Infernal Shrines. Very strong pickups for them. A very strong draft. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that DoYouKno had the first map, or Cronies had the first map pick here. I could be incorrect about that, actually. Actually, I think I am. I believe it was DoYouKno that had that map pick. So, because yeah, the final pick was the Jaina. So yeah, it would have been the map pick for DoYouKno. So winning their map here, which is not the toughest thing in the world to do. You know, a lot of times we see. Let's see. I'm sorry. Give me just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to figure out. There we go. That's what I did. All right. And so we will see the 1-0 here for DoYouKno. It'd be very easy to win your own map, but a lot of times it's difficult to take a game off the enemy team's map pick. When they, they're going to come in with that strategy right out the gate. They're going to know exactly what they want to do. And so let's see. It looks like Towers of Doom. So this will be the map pick. Oh, okay. So this is the map pick for DoYouKno. So I take it all back. I do believe. Yeah, so they get the win on the enemy team's map pick, so that's big. Makes it a lot easier to go ahead and get yourself that that domination, because you're gonna have an advantage on your map pick. You're gonna pick that for a reason. Yeah, and hard to siege into a KT. I agree with that, Jägermeister, 100%. And so it looks like we're getting this next lobby set up, and we'll have that in just a few moments for you guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this lovely Saturday evening. We're going to have another match coming up tomorrow morning at 11, I believe it's 11 o'clock in the morning. Yep, we're going to have in C Division East, Zul'jin Distillery versus... Zul'jin Distillery. I like how it's Zul spelled XUL. So yeah, they fit a couple of memes in there against Frank's Furters. And if you can't make that into a meme, then I don't know how to help you make memes, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we got almost everybody here into the lobby. One more member of Chromie's Cronies, sporting all of these lovely Chromie portraits. Works pretty well. So yeah, I get a little tripped up on the DYK, but we got Arrow, KM, we got Mr. Flex. Okay, that's where I was looking. I was like, KMR Flex, what am I doing here? I was so confused. But meanwhile, we are getting into the draft here. Towers of Doom has been chosen here by DoYouKno. First pick, first ban will be going over to Chromie's Cronies in this matchup. We'll have to see how they utilize that here. There are a few priority picks here on Towers of Doom. Globals are premium. And of course, map, wave clear. Good on every map, but particularly good here when you have the ability to get that extra vision, figure out exactly where the enemy team is rotating to. And of course, forcing these bell towers is always a huge premium here on Towers of Doom. And the wave clear, big part of that. Poke and deniability can be really good here. We see a lot of Chromie played here. This is one of the maps that she was popularized on when she first came out because of her ability to deny these altar casts. Well, it looks like Greymane is going to be the first hover, at least, and possibly the first ban. I don't know, if I'm DoYouKno, I'm probably denying the Lucio here. Huh. And I think Arrow a little bit displeased with that Greymane ban out. But the Chromie actually going to be banned here by DoYouKno. Or maybe that's it. Maybe that's the hey you guys. The Hanzo actually going to be picked up. So with a little bit of geometry. Well, and look at this, the Yamada brothers, man. Not even hesitating there. DoYouKno knew exactly what they wanted. They did know. And the Genji coming out. So Hanzo versus Genji. Brother versus brother. With a little geometry, Genji can be very nice for denying these abilities. Or denying these altar casts. And Lucio coming out as well. So. DoYouKno the way indeed. Very meme-tastic name, of course. Two more picks coming up here for Chromie's Cronies. Would be advantageous to pick up a support here. Not as strong a map, I believe, for Stukov. He does have decent denial potential and good sustained healing, but at the end of the day, Stukov's big ability is with, burst healing and CC potential. And it's so easy for Lucio and, any mobile heroes to just move around that Stukov and really take a big advantage, And Stukov has no mobility at all. So when you have divey heroes like Genji and a fast team with Lucio, it can be very hard to deal with. And we saw that in the last game. So this game, they're going to actually change it up and go with kind of an old school healer in the Rhaegar. We haven't seen a whole lot of Rhaegar lately. He's been falling out of the meta more and more. Definitely hit with the nerf bat harder than any other support in the support apocalypse patch a while back. Got rid of his lightning bond talent. And, if any of you guys know me at all, you know that I'm a Rhaegar main. So I was pretty disappointed. I haven't played the dog very much at all lately. That lightning bond being hit, and most of Rhaegar's kit is about damage and healing, and that's that's most of what got nerfed the most from all the supports, where Rhaegar doesn't bring a whole lot of utility. So been hurt a lot, but we will see the Nubarak also being picked up, which is a pretty good pick. The web wrap on the Genji can be really strong to counter the Dragon Blade. The Sonya will be banned out, and now choices here. For Chromie's Cronies, do they ban out the ETC or the Muradin? Personally, I like the ETC ban a little bit better here. Good setup for Genji, especially with regard to that that mosh pit. If he does get a good mosh off, the Dragon Blade is plenty of damage to be able to follow up for it. The Muradin is also worrisome with his sustainability, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. I just think the ETC is one of the strongest heroes in the game. It's hard to pass on it. Well, we'll see what they decide to ban out here. It is going to be the ETC. And meanwhile, the side of DoYouKno, they still need a tank. They still probably want one more frontliner as well, some sort of off-tank or melee assassin. And then, of course, they'll want that backline damage dealer to be able to set up those Genji kills. Somebody probably with good burst potential. Could be a Li Ming. Could be another Kael'thas if they want to go in that direction once again. Worked out well for them last time. But it looks like it's actually going to be the Vala. So they will save the solo laner last, which I think is a very strong strategy. Allows you to see what the solo lane is on the other side. And pick a proper counter to it. Or, you know, at least pick something that survives against it or is just strong against it in general. And we'll have to see what Chromie's Cronies want to do. They need that solo laner. And they also probably want... They probably want a backline damage to go with it, so there's probably going to be more of a frontline solo laner. Could see a Leoric. Could see the Malthael coming out. Hasn't been banned yet. But the Malthael not very good against not as good against the low health pools over on the side of DoYouKno. We also will occasionally see Muradin counter that Malthael by going Haymaker. The Avatar just feeds into that percentage damage where Haymaker can actually punch him out of a team fight while he's got that Tormented Souls up. So it's going to be Jaina once again. So taking another risk on Jaina. This time they're going to have Varian in the front line try and protect her. So and he's definitely got a setup ult. You know, if ever there was one setup ult that is most tailor-made for follow-up, it's gonna be that original taunt from Varian. One more pick coming out here for DoYouKno. It looks like the solo lane probably gonna be the Varian. Hanzo also not a bad solo laner, so they might go in that direction. So a couple options here for Chromie's Cronies. So solo lane on the other side for DoYouKno. Could be interesting. They've got options. They probably want it to be some sort of frontliner. So probably looking at Malthael or possibly another tank. They could actually go straight up with Diablo and not really have too strong a solo lane, but have another tank. So Dahaka, kind of the perfect answer to that, actually. I don't know why I didn't think of that right off the bat. Dahaka falling a little bit off the meta lately, but I will say for the record that he's very good on this map. He's got that global ability and the wave clear, which is, you know, two of the things that you look for on Towers of Doom right out the gate. And he's got good solo lane with that sustain that he has. So overall, I really like the draft from DoYouKno. I like this draft a little bit more for Chromie's Cronies, I think, than I liked, than I saw from the last draft. Again, you know, good CC potential to set up the Jaina rather than, two of those kind of naked ults that that kind of need that setup ability. But at the same time, your main, well, Hanzo is going to be dealing a lot of damage, but a lot of the main damage is going to be coming from Jaina and a lot of mobility over on the side of DoYouKno, so they're going to be able to walk away from that Jaina when they want to. But here we go on in. As game number 2 on Towers of Doom on the left, up 1-0 in the series so far. DoYouKno as Hashmer going to be playing the Muradin. Diddy Kong on the Dahaka. Arrow is going to be on the Lucio. Mr. Flex is going to be on Genji. And Izziness is going to be on the Vala. On the right, Chromie's Cronies looking to go ahead and make this a split game and get themselves a point here. in NGS Season 1. Dragon King is going to be on the Anubarak. Wow, why can't... All of a sudden, I can't pronounce it very well. Extraordinary? Extraordinary? Going to be on the Varian. Cordona is going to be on the Hanzo. Gregornaut is going to be on the Jaina. And Kathazia going to be on the Rhaegar. All of a sudden, I can't pronounce things. Like, what's up with that? I'm confused. We will see Jaina actually electing to go into the top lane here. Gregornaut does, though, have pretty good wave clear on the Jaina, so not the worst solo lane in the world, actually. Good burst potential. All Gregornaut really has to do is throw down the Blizzard to be able to clear that wave. So as soon as it gets pushed back and it feels like he's safely going to be afforded the opportunity to throw down the Blizzard, can do that as the wave comes in. So there it is. 3 of those Blizzards will drop, and with just a couple spells, they're cleared. And I think maybe 1 Archer minion got some damage onto that tower. 1 hit. So there's the wave clear potential. Oh, but we do see Diddy Kong getting a drag up there. Well, in the bottom lane, we see a bit of a prioritization here from Chromie's Cronies as they are rotating around, trying to take advantages where they can get them. Dragon King struggling in the 2v1 in the mid here, taking some damage, but doing a nice job of at least warding off from the wall. Meanwhile, we will see a very early camp capture here from Chromie's Cronies, and they're going to force the issue a little bit here in the bottom. Is DoYouKno, as of course... Mr. Flex able to get in there on the Genji, but Cordona also able to jump over that wall to the safety of his fort. Mr. Flex could have tried to go in after that, but I actually maybe didn't have the Swift Strike up yet. I think he had used that to get in the first place, so maybe didn't have that available. Meanwhile, we will see the first triple altar spawn. Most of the altar spawns here on Towers of Doom are random, but of course this first one and then the 5th altar phase are automatically the triple altar spawns. Everything else is random. That's how we will see that up, and looks like prioritization for Chromie's Cronies is going to be on this bottom altar. A lot of teams elect to just trade in the top, and that is going to be what both teams are going to do. They will trade in the top, but advantage goes over to DoYouKno because of Dahaka's ability to burrow in, and here he comes. He will burrow into the bush there over on the side of Chromie's Cronies, part of the map, and they will be able to get 2 picks here. The Rhaegar first, and then the Varian off that drag from Diddy Kong. They'll get another channel here, and now a 4 HP lead on Towers of Doom to start this one off. For anybody new that doesn't know Towers very well, of course, this map you do not have the ability to actually go and siege the core. You capture these altars and earn yourself shots to be able to shoot over to the enemy towers, and slowly they take damage until they are out of points. So right now, 36-32 in favor of DoYouKno. We will see Mr. Flex charging on down and getting some damage onto Cordona. But ultimately, both teams will go ahead and back away. Dahaka already up in this top lane. Diddy Kong. Oh, and I'm sorry, folks. I actually forgot to put up the talents. My mistake. But level 7 talents coming in hot, and we'll go ahead and leave that up for you guys for the rest of the match so you guys can see what the talent builds are. Rhaegar taking a lot of heat here from Mr. Flex and company. And we'll actually hit the drag out and the stun to follow it up. And DoYouKno finding themselves some pay dirt with that CC chain. Get the pick out onto Varian. We'll go ahead and steal the camp up here, but all the while, Gregornaut has returned to the top lane, getting some extra damage onto that front wall. But bottom front wall going down here. And most Most teams like to prioritize this bot lane. It has 2 of these sappers. Another way for you to get yourself points here on Towers of Doom is to push these mercenary sappers. If you push them beyond the dead zone, they hop on over the wall and they score. So as soon as the sappers go past this line, go on in and deal 1 damage each to the enemy core. So we will see DoYouKno getting back out into the lane. They will go ahead and capture this bottom sappers. Meanwhile, Cronies looking to take back this bell tower. Right now, 5 shots available for every one of these, for each one of these altar casts until this bell tower goes down. They will be able to capture it back fairly easily, but at the same time, while 3 members of Cronies are busy dealing with that, they go ahead and rotate to the mid, get the extra soak, a little extra damage. Well, actually not really any damage onto the front wall, but now they'll rotate up to the top and will pick themselves up the boss. Capturing the boss, of course, will get you the 4 extra shots onto the core. Now, it looks like it's going to go pretty much uncontested. Level 10 has been picked up here for the side of DoYouKno, and the heroic picks are coming in hot. Sound Barrier, Dragon Strike, Rain of Vengeance, Avatar, and Isolation will be picked up for the side of DoYouKno. Level 10's coming in as well for Cronies. They will have it in time for this altar phase, which is huge. We are going to see the Dragon's Arrow coming in from the Hanzo, along with Ancestral Taunt, the Ring, and the Web Wrap. So not really any big surprising heroics. These are what we would expect from both teams in general. Isolation going to be key to be placed here, but both of these top spawns here. But look at the aggression coming out here from Cronies. A little bit of an early ring attempt there, not hitting its mark. Arrow is going to come in late as well. They will be able to cast the one altar, but ultimately they lose the 3 heroes and all that XP. 6 for nothing here from DoYouKno. And I didn't see if taunt was used, but I think Dragon Arrow and Ring are going to have to be coordinated here for the side of Cronies. They got the one really good setup ultimate, and the Ring can try to follow that up if it's timed correctly. Taunt also, you know, a good tool to be able to set up for the Ring. So they've got a couple of opportunities to really take advantage of Gregornaut and that big show-stopping heroic that really is a big game changer, but they're going to have to tighten it up in the back half here if they want to try to compete. Right now down 32-19 on the core health, and Hashmer getting caught out here. Will pop the Avatar, trying to get out, actually whiffs on the Stormbolt, but is going to be hanging around as the rotation is down here for DoYouKno. He's actually going to jump back in and try to force. And Izziness also down here. So we will see all 5 members from both teams rotating down and getting ready to brawl once again. Even talent tiers. So an even fight here. The Blizzard goes down, gets a little bit of damage. The Burrow charge in here from Dragon King. And this time we will see the Ring getting 3 Diddy Kong Burrows to try and counter here. They will focus him though. He's going to go down. The Dragon Arrow will hit a few, but it's the side of Cronies that seem to be getting very low. Dragon King having to back up. Varian also getting very low here. He's going to have to back down. And for the moment, it is just going to be the one Dahaka kill. But the first kill going over to Cronies. So there we see, you know, when they coordinate those ults, they are able to do a nice job of getting some advantage there. The taunt followed up nicely with the Ring, but this time, you know, Varian's got those protected statuses. Is going to go ahead and utilize those pretty early here. Gets stunned by the Stormbolt, and Arrow speeding up the team to get him in here. Varian is going to end up falling on the back end. Gets one more protected to save them some time. Well, we will see Genji diving in, but taking a few members with him into death. As this bottom shrine is available to be channeled, but the side of DoYouKno, they're not going to go directly after the altar. Instead, they're going to back up, or go on into the bottom here, I should say, and get this altar down. For every one of these bell towers, you get an extra shot, so they're going to go ahead and time that up correctly. You actually see Arrow stalling it out because he's waiting for that shot to be available. Bell towers will give him 5. They'll cast it, and that is going to bring the core health down to 14 for the side of Chromie's Cronies. Well, or a 14-shot lead for the side of DoYouKno. Caster math, ladies and gentlemen. Caster math. Also going to see a nice camp invade and steal here. 13 right around the corner, but the side of Chromie's Cronies don't have it yet. Nice blizzard to try and cut them off there in that corridor. Level 13 also going to be picked up as they clear out a little bit of that wave, but Hashmer coming in, hits the Stormbolt. The cleanse coming out, though, from Kath as he is able to get him out of there. The ring comes in. Naked Ring here, hitting 3 members. The burrow charge onto Izziness. They're trying to get down the Vala, but the Vault to dodge that, a huge arrow coming in, however, from Cordana. They are going to turn around and try to re-engage this. They get the Genji into the web wrap, but ultimately it's a Nubarak. It's going to end up falling first, and they still have one of these sappers left. Gregor will be able to take that down. All of a sudden, it is about a level lead, a little more than a level lead here for DoYouKno, and they're going to be looking at 16 as soon as they can get it. They're going to get some nice XP here in the mid. They're going to go ahead and steal this camp in the bot. They have retained this bottom bell tower, so they're going to have 1 more shot, or 2 more shots available than Chromie's Cronies for these respective altar casts. Not quite going to be able to get to 16. Going to be about half level away, but Hashmer does scout out some of the members of Chromie's Cronies on this side. They're going to back up, and looks like they're going to be okay with trading. But look at Chromie's Cronies. Nubarak going in a little bit early, taking a ton of damage. The ring does hit 2, but will not, once again, not be synced up with that arrow. And at the end of the day, they just heal it up. They get the sound barrier to keep themselves alive. On the side of DoYouKno, we'll get 2 more picks. They'll be able to capture the shrine, and they will, capture the altar, and they get the boss as well, and that is going to be it. GG. DoYouKno cleaning house here in week 1 of NGS. They're going to take the domination. They're going to get themselves the 3 points, and they're going to walk away victors here on a Saturday night. Couple of really clean games coming out from DoYouKno. I really liked the that first first comp with the Kerrigan and the Sonya. Good shrine control, good CC potential and follow-up. And then this comp, just being able to rotate around quickly with the Dahaka and the Lucio, of course, being able to speed everybody up. Good focus fire from the Mr. Flex and Izziness. Ton of damage coming out from both of them. Gregor not on the other side, getting a lot of solid damage out, but just unfortunately not quite coordinating as well. They weren't quite able to get the picks that they needed to really be able to come back in this one. And again, just kind of that lack of ult coordination in that first game. I don't think they really had the tools with the ultimates that they were using to try to get the job done there. So congratulations to both of these teams for coming out, putting on a good show. It was quite a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody who came out and watched tonight. Always fun to have people checking out NGS, and I'm going to be casting a lot more, including tomorrow morning at 11. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And for NGS, I am Jayzon, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night, guys.